G'day guys, we have an exciting one today. Today, we will not be here for a long time, but we will be here for a good time. So, we've got exactly 60 minutes to do the first coat of a painting. It's going to have 2 coats. I was going to do it in 1 coat. I've looked at the picture. I'm pretty sure 2 is the best idea. So, like I say, 60 minutes. We haven't got long. We're going to smash this out. Hello one more time, Jax. Right, since it's a quick painting, we've got 2 things. First off, a big brush. Second off, surprise, small brush. Now, we have a clean paint palette, voila, and we have a rag, essential if we're going to get this done within a 60-minute period. Now, first thing we're going to do, gesso. Hello, Justin. CBC's here doing a quick set. What's this gesso? This is not your regular gesso, team. This is clear gesso. Like I say, when we work with wood, we want to make sure we can still see the wood. So if we cover it with gesso, what good is it being lovely quality like hardwood? So I love clear gesso, guys. I reckon clear gesso is the go. And like I say, if you didn't see it in the description, this is a quick session, 60-minute blitz. Now this gesso is going to get all the dust out of the board. It's going to create a beautiful surface to paint on, and we spread it with a rag so we can do it faster. Hello Pink, welcome back. Now try, I know you're using a rag, but try and keep it off your hands if you can. That's always a plus. Alright. Let's smash that on there. Alright, there we go. Now we're talking. We will go out to those edges too. T, welcome back. Okay, all the way up the edges, guys. It'll look like the board's wet. It's actually pretty much dry as soon as I add this stuff, but the reason why it's handy is it's giving it that layer, priming it. Gesso makes it ready to paint. There we go. Here we go. Perfect. It'll dry in no time. Welcome back. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. All the way to the edges, guys. If you're going to prime your surface, make sure you actually prime it. Go all out to the edges, get the whole thing done. It'll thank you in the long run. Now, first thing we're going to do with this picture, which you haven't seen yet, is we're going to add in the blacks. Blacks come first. And after the blacks, they'll dry pretty much immediately after we put it on. Hey Cheryl, immediately after we put it on. So we'll go straight into our yellows, blues and reds. When we finish in 60 minutes time, we want to have our blacks doing the major outlines, our yellows, blues and reds, adding in that last little bit of saturated colour into the background. And then tomorrow we can come back with some really, really fun finishing colours. I'm excited. There we go. All the way to the edges. Beautiful. This, if you missed it before, is clear gesso. Clear gesso is fantastic because I keep the quality of the wood. So if I miss any brush strokes, such that actually there's areas of this board which I never end up painting, it'll be beautiful because you can still see the board. That's a massive perk. Right, now I just have to think, is this the best angle? I'm doing a cheeky thing at the moment, guys. I've got the phone doing a time lapse at the same time. Cheers, Roman. Appreciate that. Appreciate you all to no end. Painting in reverse today. I don't know what you mean, but we are painting a brand new picture. And like I say, this is a 60-minute Blitz session. Blitz isn't a real painting word, I just use it because I like the word. First thing we do, no matter how busy we are, gesso coat. Transparent gesso, we're done with that now. That's coat number 1. Next thing we're doing, let me bring my paint supplies over here. Next thing we're doing is we are grabbing out the paints we need. To kick off with, we're only going to use black. Black's going to mark out the major areas in this painting. My brother, how are you? James, doing well. Nice to see you here. First time tuning in, haven't seen him paint yet. Roman, welcome. If you want to see more of me paint too, you can see it on the bio, where there is links to everything you'll need. It's a link tree, you can find Instagram, you can find all sorts. Now, small paintbrush, takes a mist to start off with. Big paintbrush, black paint. We're going to put it on thin. If we put it on too thick to start with, what's going to happen? We'll have to stop because it won't dry immediately. This is our water. We want a little bit of that to go with it. Just a little bit. There we go. We mix the black paint with water. It's going to dry even faster because the water's going to evaporate. But it's even more potent on a busy day. Not a busy day, a hot day. Cool. Now, picture. Here we are. I'm not sure how far we are through the 60 minutes, guys, but I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Right, 2 pictures here. I'll show you the actual picture first, and then we'll use the black and white one. Since we're opening up with blacks first, I add water to the paint. Yes, you do. Acrylic paint makes it spread further, still sits there, but it goes much more opaque, so you can see through it more. Sort of like turning opacity down to about 50% on a Photoshop. So we're going to use our black and white image first to notice our black areas. And this is our picture that we're working off today. Come down here. There it is. It's a little bit abstract, if you can see that. So this is actually an ancient building. You can see changes in the wood, changes in the stone there. We've got a big black area up here that's actually more rock, just where it's been taken as a shot. This is the ground here, and then little entranceway here. So the actual outcome of this picture is going to be quite abstract, but there's a lot of stuff here we can have a lot of fun with. Colours, textures, all sorts. Going to be pretty cool. But, like I say, we're going to do this one fast. This is going to be fast, it's going to be expressive, it's going to have lots of energy. And kicking off, black and white. So, the reason I kick off with a black and white one is so I don't get distracted by colour for our first little bit of the painting. Here we go. Just chuck this up on my stand. Bang. Perfect. Now I'll just tilt you guys around just a little bit so you can see the picture there as well. There we go. Here we go. Fantastic. Hello, Danny. Roman, thanks for the flowers. That's lovely of you. Paint palette ready. A little bit of water. Mix it in with our Mars Black. Mars Black's just a little more relaxed. It has more of a browny hue to it. Right. Come in here. The top. This is all black. This whole thing. There we go. Now we're going to come back with a blacker black later on. But as of right now, this is as dark as it needs to be. There we go. Beautiful. So there's our black area to start with. Up the top. All sorted. Now remember, when we start these paintings, guys, we want to start with abstraction. We want to move in surrealism. Being that this picture has a level of abstraction innately in it that we won't be able to shake, sorry, there we go. We can start even more abstract. It's going to be quite fun. Hello, Polly. Hope we're all doing well, guys. Welcome. This is a 60-minute Blitz session, so we're going to do this very, very fast. You can see here we're adding in the rocks that we see. We've got some coming down the side here, just down here. And to capture those, don't just paint random bricks, guys. Paint the bricks you actually see. If you don't see the brick, don't paint the brick. There we go. Sometimes it can be hard when you're doing rungs on a ladder, branches on a tree, to actually notice each individual one. But your work will thank you for it if you actually don't just start assuming things. You paint what you actually notice there. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Just that in there. There's some runs there. There's a little thing here. Perfect. Yeah. Now, big dark entranceway. Here we go. Hello. That goes there. We come down here. There's a big dark rectangle here. So, down here, just through here, on the angle, just there. And this part's going to pump out just a little bit there. Perfect. Perfect. And then over here, it's going to round off there, come down here, and then over here, round off here, and drop down here. One more of those. Try to see them as individuals. That'll mean they will get painted slightly differently as well, and that's part of the fun. If there's ever patterns and you're doing impressionist painting, or you're doing abstract painting, try to ignore the pattern and try to acknowledge each individual part of the pattern as a unique thing into itself. The result will thank you for it. There we go. There's cracks going through there, a couple of dollars. There we go. Perfect. And then some stairs just down the bottom here. We've got one brick there, one brick there, two lines there. This comes out to here, and then they go like that there. Perfect. Right, next thing, we need some medium grey. So, if you look at it now, you should start seeing the basics of that building we were looking at. You'll see your black entranceway here, the black pillar across here. All this is going to be white, and you'll start to see these bricks forming. We're now actually done with our black and white picture. Wild. Out we go with that. We're now into our colour picture. Now, if you look at this colour picture, you're going to see mainly salmons, pinks, reds, maybe some yellows. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to spot a whole lot of blues in this. And because blues might be the colour we see the least, we're going to start adding that first. Hello from Kentucky. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I love your fried chicken. What else do we have here? Hello, Ash. Welcome back for the second time today. Good to have you here. Right, that goes on there. Just some tape on the back to hold it in place. Our image is now up. Now everything that's a medium colour, medium grey, darker reds, we're going to realise those with black. Now, no, sorry, with blue. Blue, 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 blue. Moving our black paint palette to the side. Bring this over here. And we're going to leap on cobalt blue. That's where we're going to be. Oh, thanks guys. Roman, you're an absolute champion. Appreciate you to no end. Now, because it's the first layer and not the second, we're going to spend our time using the blue without any mix in it. We want the blue to be as saturated as possible. I can come back later with some colours that are more transparent, but right now, I want coverage. I want coverage with this blue. Here we go. Coming into here, this line here is one we painted earlier. It wants to be realised with a lot more blue. There we go. Beautiful. It's not flowing just right. If it's not flowing nicely for you, it's a bit tacky, add some water. You'll be away. He's 30. I am 30. I turned 30 in January, on January 12th. But I do have baby face. I get ID all the time. Go to buy some liquor, don't have my ID, I'm not walking out of bed with it. So that's the life we lead. Here we go. Coming up here, these blocks. Now see how I've been quite rough with the blue? We're letting it go over the entire shape of the blocks. That's okay, I don't mind that, because I can come back later with my blacks and my whites and cut it in properly. But right now, I need coverage of colour. I'll sacrifice a lot of the clarity and correctness of the image in order to get colour onto it at the moment. I can always bring in more accuracy later on, but I can't get those underlying fantastic saturated colours into it later on. I get one shot at those, and that's right now. So we need to capture as many as we can. Here we go. Saturated colour popping off the sheet. If you're wondering, this is a masonite board that's oil-treated hardboard. It's a fantastic surface to paint on. It looks beautiful if you don't cover the entire surface, because you can see that lovely wood texture coming through. There we go. Beautiful. Just down here, these rocks, beautiful. And we're going to have to bring this down a little bit more. There we go. That comes all the way down. Just down there. There we go. Perfect. Don't put on the paint too thick though, guys. You put it on too thick, and it's going to turn to porridge, and you won't be able to paint over it. We need the ability to paint over it. There we go. One step, two step, and just a few little adjustments there. A little bit coming down there. A little bit there. A little bit there. We'll be with you in 1 second, guys. Just finishing off these little bits in there. Perfect. Where do you see blue in the painting? Right, so what we're doing is every area we see like a medium dark area, we're swapping that out for this blue here. That's going to add this undertone of blue, but actually if you looked at the picture, the printer couldn't have printed this picture without the incorporation of blue. So blue's a major part of it. If I look at this here, every area where I see black, not pure black, but it's shaded black, I'm seeing a lot of blue pushing through underneath these black colours. So that's why we've spotted it in all these shadowy areas. We've brought blue into here. The pure black will still be pure black. There's not a whole lot of blue in pure black. But all around here, oh yes sir, we're seeing some blues. Now, and the last thing we want to actually use is reds. We can bring those in at the very end. Hello, welcome guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Next colour, let's actually grab baby blues and do all these whiter salmon areas. Let's jump on that. This is my white here, same paint tray. We've got 2 more paint trays. If we're working fast, we want more paint trays. We don't have time to put little bits of colour around and mix it correctly. So more plates, the better off we'll be. Here we go. Now we're opening up with the white first, turning that blue very much into white. Coming down here, jumping in here, there we go. Just down in here. Now this whole thing's going to go really white with a slight undertone of baby blue. Ever so slightly. Here we go. Lay it on here thick. This area in the bottom here is very dry, so I don't need to add a whole lot of water in anticipation for it drying. It's going to do it itself. It's practically drying as fast as I can add it. There we go. I want full coverage though. I don't want little bits of the board coming through. Since this is in the foreground, it needs to be saturated and popping. There we go. I'm not going to leave any little dry brushing gaps. We don't want that. There we go. That's how I want it. That's how I want it. Perfect. Can't slow down too, guys. We've got to keep racing through it. Like I say, 60-minute blitz session. Here we go. Just in there like that. Go all the way to the edges, especially when you're doing fast artwork. You don't know when the last time you touch the edges is going to be. So get in there and do the edges properly with your very first coat. So that way you have freedom to leave them later on if you start running out of time. There we go, beautiful. Just like that. So those two corners are beautiful now. 2 white corners, 2 black corners. It's a great place to be. You'll start to see how we're actually traveling up here, a doorway here, and then the perspectives building here. Although it's an abstract piece, all this thing has to go on is perspective. So that's going to play a major role in how the end picture looks. Part of that is going to be meaning that actually when I paint this picture, I make sure my lines are actually correct. No wavering lines, anything that would show you or insinuate perspective needs to be in the right direction to help your eyes and to help your brain. What paint do you use? At the moment, because we're going so fast and we want it to dry like that, we want it to be acrylic paints. That's where we're at. Now, hold on a second, back again. We will come back to this tray. Oh, actually, there's a couple of blocks just up here. I think I'm going to attack those. There's a couple of new blocks in the architecture. I'm not going to leave those how they are. We're going to grab them straight away. A little bit more water. Again, guys, we need that paint to flow. We don't want to leave ugly half strokes on it. Powerful colours. We can get dry brushing later on, but on the first layers, I want that colour going down strong. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. Just like that. Fantastic. There's a bit more through here as well. You're going to realise that. Comes down here. Touch it through there. Touch it through there. Brilliant. Across the top of that doorway. Just like that. See that line there? That's dead straight. My one's not. I'm going to fix that. There we go. To help your eyes with the perspective, I need to make sure the horizontal lines and the vertical lines are helping you by being as straight as possible. That's important. Now, down here, a little bit more coming up. We're using still a thicker brush. There we go. And like I say, there's another line. Make sure those vertical lines are straight if you're working in a perspective piece. This is a little bit more impressionist, a little bit more abstract, but that's okay. We still need to make sure those lines are spot on. There we go. Beautiful. Coming up here, that's going to sweep across through here. Perfect. That needs to ride up here further. Perfect, perfect, perfect. This is going to ride across here. There are some little dots in there. Just through here like this. And this can come down just a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. I'm adding a bit of water through it. Like I say, guys, making sure it keeps that dry brushing style happening. There we go. And this thing just comes in here like that. Fantastic. And there's one brick here. Just notice that. And then down through here. Fantastic. Just like that. I'm going to come across here a little bit more with it. And there's a gap here where there's a few little dots. The relief of the actual structure. I want to make sure we leave a line for that because we're going to come back and do that properly. There we go. All the way to the edge. Keep that paint nice and wet. Wet paint, it sounds weird, but if your paint's wetter, it's got more liquid in it, with water, it'll actually suck into the board, the sort of wooden board, it'll suck into it and that'll make it dry very fast. So if you're working in a hurry, this is what you want to be doing. Using water with the paint and letting it soak into the board. Here we go. Just down here, weevil through here, pop down there to the rock, a little bit across here, a little bit here, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, 2 columns, 1 and 2, 2 more larger columns, 1 and 2, and then 1 big column and 1 small column, just in there. Perfect. And come down here, we're going to capture a little bit across here. Like I say, keep those horizontal and vertical lines accurate. If I don't do that, it's going to start losing context really fast. Another brick here to get realised, and this one here is a cracked brick. So we're going to leave those lines in it. There we go. And this brick here, rough up those edges a little bit. Perfect. And in this one here, one last brick there. You're going to get some steps, just one little line on each step, that's all we need there. Coming over here, there's some bricks which I want to see, just in here like this. Perfect. Sorry for missing any comments, guys. Thanks, Randy, you're an absolute champion. He'll cycle between multiple at once. Yes, so I'll do a couple of pictures at once. At the moment, I want to smash this one out in 2 sessions. So this is a 60-minute Blitz session. We're going to put as much paint on it as we can in this period of time. And then I'll come on back and do those thinner, more transparent layers after that. But at the moment, we want to get coverage. Coverage, colour. This is perfect. We've got our whites, we've got our blacks. That basically just leaves me with the reds and the yellows. If I get those 2 in there as well. Who's got a time check for me, guys? Where are we at? It's not called a 60-minute Blitz session if we go over 60 minutes. There we go. In there like that, in there like that. Down here, scoop that in there. And a little bit will dip down the bottom. There's some rocks here that need my attention. Just one there, and one there. And then the face of that rock, the little crack down there, needs to be captured along with one little bit there and there. Okay, it's probably been maybe 30 minutes. All right, so we're halfway through our process right now. We're still on the big brush and we haven't moved on to our reds and yellows yet. We're in a pretty good place though, because if you look at the picture, our scale, pretty close to correct. Like, I mean, you could cherry pick it, but I like it, it's pretty good. We still want to come back after those reds and yellows and intensify the areas of black, but we want to do that at the end. Black's so strong that after we've done our more softer layer, when we come back with a thicker layer of black, it'll be the last time we touch it because we won't be able to mix over the top of that anymore. We also need to come back with a smaller brush. With a smaller brush, we're going to use the different colours. I might even grab some green, some orange, some wild cards. That is if I can actually stop talking and keep painting though. That white's looking good. We'll stop there. I'm going to grab a new paint palette. There we are. Onto our next paint palette, and this time we're going to grab the colour. What do we reckon? Orange or yellow first? Which one do we want to kick off with? No, sorry, red or yellow? I think I'm going to go for, you know what, team? We're going to be wild here today. We're not going to play nice. I'm going to go straight into a magenta crossed with a crimson. It's called alizarin crimson. It's not a helpful name. It's crimson, which is a really vibrant red, and it's crossed with a magenta tone. And what that will do is it will give me a little, it's like mixing hot pink in with red for a muddier colour. I like it. And then I'm going to get some brilliant magenta. Now this is like hot pink. This is all this is. I'm going to use those 2 colours. Perfect. This is what we're after. And I'm going to grab, just for a bit of fun, some yellow. Just in case we want to splice it while we're doing the reds. We're not going to put it on a separate tray. Same tray is fine. Alright. Now any areas we didn't capture with the blue, we're going to use this crimson magenta. And then after we've added this, we're going to say having some fun and throwing around. Hey Shelby, that's a question for our dear Seb. I missed the question, sorry guys. Hey Shelby, y'all in trouble. Dear me. I missed what the question was. And I don't think there's a whole lot of chance that I'll capture it, but that's all right. Right, we're into the reds. Now, you may notice in this picture, what is there? A whole lot of red. So how are we going to make sure we capture that properly? We're not going to overdo it. What's that?
You said I'm not a moderator. So I was like, how does one become a moderator?
You are a moderator.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
I'll double check. You should be.
It's okay. I feel like the moderators do a better job anyway.
Let me check it. Let me check it. Hold on, guys. I'm getting pulled up by my partner right now on a live session. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go settings. I'm going to go moderators. And she's on the list. She's on the list. It says Shelby Cooper 66. She can mute accounts, she can comment settings, and she can pin comments. Ha!
I'm Shelby Cooper 64.
Yeah, you're in there.
You said 66.
I was just stuttering my words. You're definitely in there.
Okay, I don't know what to do then.
I've been a good partner and now I'm getting harassed. And all I'm trying to do is paint in a hurry. Do you guys think this is fair? Yeah, I've got 30 minutes and then I'll be done. If you leap in, I will follow you in real soon. How's that sound? Perfect. That's what I mean by 60-minute blitz session, guys. We're in a hurry. We're doing fantastic work here. What's that?
I'll have a smile with everyone. You stay here.
Okay, I'll be there in 2 ticks. I got told, guys. I really just got told. But that's alright. I'm sure she's a moderator. She was the first person who made a moderator. Here we go. Here we go. Now we're going to keep adding on this. There we go. That's through there. That's that line. So this one comes down through here. Perfect. More to be realised just through here. Fantastic. I'm going to get these bricks coming through here. Cool. And then up here, a little bit more. And then a little bit more in here. Remember, even with these bricks, guys, be thinking about perspective, angles, and the way you're structuring it. Don't just hammer it on and think, oh, any shape's fine. Be really, really conscious of your vertical lines and your horizontal lines. It's so important. If you're going to make structural things look accurate, especially in abstract drawings, the difference between this being just a wild bunch of random shapes and actually having some context to the image we're trying to create is going to be how accurately we leave behind those structural lines within these cracked bricks. Hello, Paul. Welcome. Anyway, I'm done now. I'm going to join them. You take your time. Thank you. All right. There we go. Coming down there. We're putting red in between these bricks, guys. There we go. Beautiful. Just down through there. Now, see how I'm just spattering the red around? You'll be thinking I can use a lot more red, and I probably could. But since it's such a dominant colour in this picture, we're not going to let it take over this picture. We're going to make it fight for its space. We're going to make it fight for the value that it can add, and we're not going to let it completely dominate this image. We're going to let blue and we're going to let yellow really try and play their roles in this picture. And currently, if anything, I think the blue's popping the most. And that's what I want. I want the red to fight for that. We're going to use the red to do the cracks and a little bits in between, which will make it pop, but it won't make it take over. There we go. Now this stripe down here, this is going to be a red one. Perfect. And there's going to be another couple of red ones through here and through here. Beautiful. Through here. Wonderful. And then there's going to be a swirl there with a little blip there. And then we're going to come over here. Realise a bit of a shape there. Come on down this side here. When I say realise a shape, guys, I'm talking about adding paint to the surface of the canvas and noticing certain things. So obviously we all have already realised what's in the picture, but the picture we're creating, if it's its own thing that's slowly building, it's realising things as we go. So that's what we're up to here. Speaking of though, guys, if you are having fun here, I am only here for a 60-minute blitz session. So if you want to connect more, leap in the bio. There is is. Plenty of links via the link tree. You can connect via any one of those. I would love to connect with you. There's Instagram, there's Facebook. I think there's Facebook. I just started the Facebook page. It's a baby page. There is YouTube. YouTube's the replays of all of these. Let me just dive in. That white is looking fantastic. Oh, all right, team. We've taken our first wild stroke of the day. That was an incorrect stroke, but you know what? We're not going to waste time on it. And when I say we're not going to waste time on it, the best way to deal with a bad stroke is 20 good ones. That's the way to get these pictures back in the right direction. Just like in life, don't get hung up on a bad swing. Get yourself back in the saddle and do 20 good moves. Here we go, beautiful. Just down through there like that. Stay conscious of those vertical lines. If we don't put them in there, we'll lose this picture. We don't want that. Beautiful. Now coming in here with these rocks. The detail is going to be in these rocks, so we're not going to ignore them. We want to capture them. We want to be part of this picture. Yeah, the mods here. Cheers, Ryan. And thank you, Cheryl, and thank you, Victoria. One day I'm sure Shelby will leap on here and figure out how to comment and mute, but that day is not today. Shelby's abandoned me to leave in the spa. Cheryl, what is dinner for kids tonight? While I'm slapping on this red. We can go the whole way across with this red. Look at that. We're going to capture this whole thing. There we go. Wonderful. That's an aggressive line of red. We'll run with it. Always good. Thanks, Cheryl. And Tia's here. Yeah, we've got the whole team here. If you missed it, guys, I'm going to upload it shortly. T's painting of the dog is finished. The Hungarian Whistler. I need to talk with you, T, about what we call it. Do we call it the Hungarian Whistler? Do we call it Rossi? Do we call it dog? This is something I want your insight on. But if you missed it, I will upload it to YouTube, and the whole thing will be there for you guys to see and enjoy. The painting came out really, really cool. It's an absolute star in the studio at the moment. Everyone who comes in loves that painting more than anything else. So there's something really special with capturing that painting in a brief couple of days. How many days have we spent on it? 4 or 5 sessions on it, and we've really captured something in that painting that's capturing the hearts of a few people. I've had 4 different groups of different people from around the world contact about wanting to have their own dog pictures, so there's something special about that too. Your Hungarian, whether it's Rossi or whether it's the way I painted Rossi, we've done something pretty special. So I'm pretty stoked to have been a part of that with you. Now, I can't get distracted. Here we go. Right. We're going to use this red now to cut in some of the detail on these pillars. Just a little bit of it. Just a little bit. We've added a lot of liquid to this paint to make it flow nicely for me. Stay conscious of those lines. Don't let them go like noodles. You need vertical and horizontal lines. You're like, man, he talks about that a lot, but man alive. For a picture like this, it's absolutely vital, guys. Do not lose it. There we go. Coming across the top here, a little bit there. Perfect. Fantastic. Now we need our yellows. Moving on to yellows. Love Whistler. Yes, indeed. Paul, thank you so much for the roses. Roman, thank you for the roses. You're both absolute champions. I appreciate you both to no end. You know that. It's very cool. It's all Actually, T, if I'm being honest, you have to have good clay to make a good pot, and you gave me the most phenomenal picture of a dog. It was asymmetrical, it had the right levels of exposure. I loved everything about it. So you deserve huge kudos for that. There's no doubt in my mind. Lauren, I appreciate the Kiwi. You're the best. Love you to bits. Thank you very much. Right, coming in with oranges. There's a lot of orange in this picture. We're going to realise it and add it. It's going to be very wet. This orange is wet. This is the way we want it. There we go. Orange above the arch. Very cool. We want it to be wet because we want it to spread really nicely in between these other colours. If we don't make the orange wet, it's not going to work for us. There we go. Coming on in here, just around these edges. Perfect. Just like that. Make sure you keep in touch with what those rocks are supposed to look like. There we go. Keep checking the reference picture. It may seem basic, it's not. There's so much going on in this that we need to capture. We don't have a lot of time. Not only am I running against the clock, if I take too long and Shelby's in the spa without me, she's going to get angry at me. And after a big, hard session of work, the last thing I need is someone upset at me for not getting in the spa fast enough. So, I think we're on our tail end. What are we at? Are we at 20 minutes, 30 minutes? I'd really like to see 30 minutes on the clock, but I've got a feeling, I've got the sinking feeling we're on about 15 minutes. Someone give me a time check. Where are we at? 23 minutes left. This is a good place to be. I'm so glad it's 23 and not 15. This means we can spend more time with this orange, and this orange wants love. This orange needs spreading out across this canvas. It needs adding to all these more intricate areas. And I've got to keep making sure to make sure the colour's thick on this canvas and it actually pops properly. Keep the orange wet. Don't dry brush. There we go. Beautiful. Still working with a big brush, guys. We haven't shrunk down yet. This is really, really important. We will shrink, but not just yet. Got to keep that big brush working. More surface area we can cover with this brush, the faster we can paint. But don't try and get caught up in areas just because you really want to paint it. But if it won't fit, guys. You look at some of the detail here. I'm having to leave it because the brush is just too big at this stage. But we will come back and grab it once we move down to the smaller half-inch size brush. But that is not yet. There we go. Coming across the side here. And just through here. Perfect. There's a lot of white through this area here. A lot of this will remain unrealized. We won't be able to touch it. For this orange, we might come through and cut into it with the yellows. Still uncertain at this stage. There we go, beautiful. Coming down here, we're not finished. We're not wet enough. A little bit more liquid. There we go. Don't let that paint get tacky, not when you're in a hurry. Alright, coming down here, still the same story, guys. Vertical lines, so important. There we go. Coming up each side, fantastic. Coming around here, there's a circular, but actually, the temptations to paint a circle, if you look at the shades and tones, they're not perfect circles. So we're going to paint what we see, not what we think we see. We think we see circles and oblongs, but actually in reality, we're seeing a different entourage of shapes. We need to focus on the real things we see. There we go, beautiful. Coming up in there, a little bit in there, teeny tiny bit. Coming over this side, a little swing. Again, we're probably getting into areas where we can't quite hit the detail in the head. When that's becoming the case, we're going to have to tone back. We're going to have to come back with a smaller brush. Now, this area here, sweep across in here, and then back the other way. Beautiful, just like that. Now, these steps are going to be our orange colour, sweeping in here, sweeping down here. There we go. Wonderful. Another step in here, just like that. Perfect. And this little brick here. So you get realised, coming across here, we're going to get a few of these bits of stone sorted. Adding in more yellow to the orange than we are red. We want to create that point of difference from the red. We want it to be special in its own right. There we go. Beautiful. This is a rock coming down here. Wonderful. I'm sorry if I'm missing your comments, guys. If you do have any questions, if I do miss anything from you guys, you can message me on Instagram. There's a link in the bio. I'm down to my last 20 minutes now. We have to keep hustling. There we go. Coming at the top here, this is going to be wonderful. There we go. Add a bit more of this through it. Beautiful. Just like that, guys. Just like that. Cool. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to realise just a bit of this orange coming out this doorway here. Just like that. Just like that. And then we're going to grab just a little bit through here. Fantastic. A little bit down here. A little bit through here. A bit more yellow. Give me more of that yellow. There we go. Beautiful. Coming down here with these cracked rocks. All directions. All things happening. Wonderful. There we go. Do we see any areas of yellow? This is the next question. A lot of yellow. Any area we spot as yellow is going to stay that way. We're going to add on the paint really thick in those areas. And to have some fun, I'm going to make sure this keystone is grabbed with some serious yellow colour. So this keystone pops in a special way to make it stand out from the rest of the picture. Is it cheating? A little bit. Did we really see that much yellow there and nowhere else? It's my painting. I'll do what I like. How are you, JMS? Welcome to the stream. I am fantastic. JMS, your picture is currently with the framer, with the two horses, and they are the most incredible people, and they're doing the most incredible job of it. I cannot wait. You've seen the frame, but you wait till it's on your picture, looking absolutely stupendous. I actually can't wait. There we go. Just through there like that. More of this. Just in here like this. Perfect. Just like that. I'm going to grab a bit more in here, just like this. And a bit more over here. This brick's going to get realised just like this. And then when you grab a bit more up here, bear with me guys, just yellow me popping. There we go, beautiful. Another bit through there, fantastic. Now this painting style we're doing right now guys, this is arguably Impressionism. I like the term primalism. It's a primal style of painting guys. We're using tools, we're creating the impression of the work as fast as possible. Well, not as fast as possible, but we're actually we're trying to have a renaissance back to wild paint, back to expressing a subject with primitive tools. That's what's going on here. There's a savagery, a rawness, a primal aspect to what we're doing, and I absolutely love it. Sorry if I'm missing any comments here, guys. Again, this is a 60-minute Blitz session. I haven't got long. And if you do want to get a painting, or if you want to get in touch with me, talk about a commission maybe, your own art, whatever you like, all the links you need are in the bio. You can contact me via those. There's a link tree there, everything you need right there. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. Now, there we go. A little bit in there, a little bit down here, and then just a little bit across these steps. Wonderful. Okay. We're in a good space. Now we need to come on back with a little bit. Time to swap off the big brush, guys. The big brush is now out. We're just on the little brush. The first colour I want to touch is going to be the magenta, the pink. It's such a rich pink. If you look at that there, we're not going to add any water to it. We're on the small brush now. It's going to go on thick. It's going to go on saturated. And this pink is going to be what gives this image a lot of warmth. It's going to make it pop in different areas. Cannot wait. Here we go. This is going to go on far more like chicken scratches too, guys. Our big areas get covered. We're through those now. We're on to the small areas. This is Tauranga. Tauranga plenty. There we go, and this is in New Zealand. Here we go. Perfect. There we go. And then we got a little bit through here. There we go. Coming on down here. A little bit through here. Okay. Where else can we see it? A little bit through here. Beautiful. And then a little bit across these rocks here. Cool. Nice. Nice. There we go. And a little bit. You're residing there. And coming out these rock faces here a little bit. There we go. Wonderful. And then coming over here, we're going to capture bits of this inside these columns. There we go. Make sure you don't dry brush it yet, guys. We want to make sure these colours are popping. We want colours to be popping. There we go. And that's going to swing up around there like that. And that is going to swing up here. And this one, same story. Swing, swing, swing. And down here like that, like that. Wonderful. A little bit more will come in here. And then coming in here, a little bit more through this part, a little bit more through this part. Just like that. Awesome. We're going to capture a little bit more up here. We need to hurry with this. So I want to come back with those blacks, guys. That's going to be what really completes this image. If I don't save time for it, then I'll pay the price, because that's going to be what will really send this image to the next level. I can't afford not to add those popping blacks. There we go, beautiful. This area up here, this is a separate part. That's part of the perspective. We're going to add a little bit in there like that. Help with the context of the image, and then capture a few more little bricks. What's our time, guys? Give me a time check. Where are we at? Am I running? Where am I at? What is the last 5 minutes on the black? Dude, I feel like I go to sleep with you and wake up with you. This is good. This is good. 12 minutes. 12 minutes remaining on the clock. That's fantastic. We can work with that. We can work with 12. I didn't want to work with 4, I can work with 12. Because we've got 12, I'm going to capture just a little bit more detail coming out through some of these areas. I wasn't going to, but now I am. A little bit more white, since we've got the time. Okay, here we go. We're now moving into our whites. White's going to realise some massive areas in this painting. Like down the bottom here, this is going to be important. We're going to grab our salmon whites, our pastel whites, and we're going to flesh out a lot of this ground. This is good ground. It's going to come down through here, just like this. Perfect. Combine those two just like that. It's going to come down here. It's going to go a little bit more rough through here. Perfect, just like that. Just like that. Let this sketch out like that. Wonderful. Add some more of this white through it. Keep the white getting added. We're going to let this get more frisky. The strokes can get really wild and scratchy. That's okay. That's what we want. This is going to create intrigue around the painting. If we just do it in one quick wash, what's the intrigue in that? What's there to see? We want things to be able to be seen. This is where the fun comes in. All the way around. Don't ignore those corners, guys. Get down to the corners. This is so important. If you ignore your corners, the whole work looks lazier. You don't want the work to look lazier. And then overall, let's add those strokes in, those big, long strokes, to create that perspective. That's what we want. Just like this, guys. Looks messy right now? Yeah. The effect of it can be good. Just like this. See that? Get that perspective point, add it in there. Now we're talking just like that. Coming through here, all the way down to the edges. See that corner? You're going to get coverage, don't ignore your corners. There we go. Spread those lumps. There we go. Don't let lumps sit on the canvas. Gotta spread them out. Otherwise, when we come back for a second coat, if we do a second coat, we stand to actually give ourselves quite a hard time with bumps and curves in the work. They can look effective at the end, but at the start, they can really give you a hard time. There we go, beautiful, just like that. Now, we're going to put a little bit through here like this. There we go. Fantastic. Now we've got just about pure white in our brush. This is our opportunity to come in here and grab some areas that maybe previously we couldn't make pop. Let's do that. Just through here, across the top here. We need some more liquid. There we go. There we are. Just like that. Okay. Spread out that white. This is so important. Still got some pink through it. That's okay. But if we start dry brushing, paint will go on too thin, we'll lose time. Can't afford that. We need to go on just right. There we go. Catch those cylindrical shapes. And then there's going to be some bars across here. We're going to realise with the smaller brush, we've neglected them so far. No more neglect. There we go. Beautiful. Coming over the sides there like that. And then coming down from the top. Beautiful. Just like that. Straight down through that open wood. There's a lot of exposed wood still on this canvas, guys. We're using it to our advantage because we know a lot of that is actually going to be this white colour we're now using. So we can actually be cheeky and check the image less. There we go. There we go. Coming around here like that. Just like that. Perfect. Let that go the whole way to the edge. And get some cohesive brush strokes coming through this area, just like that. Since the brush is wet, you get those nice strokes all the way through this space. There we go. There we go. Right the way out to the edges. Right the way through there. Fantastic. And then we're going to let that drop down through there like that. Perfect. Spread out that. Now, coming up in here, it's a little bit of a detail. That's the other colour. Fantastic. I'm going to capture a little bit through here. A little bit of this here. There we go. Beautiful. And then there's going to be a crease. It comes down through here. Comes out there like that. Comes the whole way down there. Comes through there. Perfect. And then we're going to grab this through here. Through here. Awesome. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, now we're talking. That's that area captured. There's a little bit more to capture here. A little bit more up here. A little bit more through here. I'm feeling good about this, guys. I'm feeling really good. Coming on down through here. A couple more to be realised. One more column. Beautiful. And a little bit more through here. Beautiful. A couple of bricks. A couple of bricks. We're not going to ignore the bricks. There's a lot to be seen in the bricks. Here we go. Don't get wild with your brush strokes. Even if you're in a hurry, make sure you can see what you're adding. Otherwise, you'll undo all your hard work that you've already put in. Always paint what you can actually see, not what you think you see. It's so important, guys. There we go. A little bit through here, a little bit through here, and a line there. Awesome. What's our time check at, guys? Move to black. Are we out of time, are we? We're getting to that stage. Coming over here, grabbing our black paint. We're going to grab our black tube. Where are you hiding? Can't be Mars black this time, guys. We need to use the real black. If I can't find it soon, we're going to go on a different tangent, and it's going to be pretty interesting. Can't find the black. That's okay. Because Seb's nothing without a plan B. we've got deep dark purple, and we've got deep dark blue. There we go, beautiful. Now, let's get this colour in there. Get it really all over the brush, guys. We're not going to hold back now, we haven't got time. There we go. Those areas that we wanted to do in black, we're going to get this lush purple colour, we're going to throw it in there instead. There we go. Don't have time to spend 5 minutes looking for black paint. So purple is going to be coming up black. Here we go. Beautiful. Just through there. Just through there. A little bit down the bottom. Just like that. Here we go. A little bit down the streak here. A little bit through here. You drop that down. Come through. Keep those lines horizontal if they're horizontal. Can't afford to lose it now. There we go. Just in there like that. There's going to be a little bit more black up here. And then this area here, you betcha. This is a black area. Just like that. Perfect. Perfect. And there we go. Just like that. And let this creep up here a little bit. And across. Get more of that purple in there. You grab more of this in here. Perfect. Let it cascade out. Let it cascade out. That's beautiful. A little bit more up here. And then we're going to let it go wild just up here. This is where purple can flourish. This is its own space. It can do what it likes. Beautiful. Really spread it out. There we go. Arguably more fun than the black. Here we go. Keep it coming. Not done yet, not done yet. Keep spreading it out. A little bit more. I'm not going to turn around just yet. You don't time check me. I know it's cheating. Can't afford this not to get coverage. I have to do this part. There we go. A little bit more, a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. A little bit more in there. Perfect. Just like that. It's going to be a little bit in here. Beautiful. And coming down here with a little bit more, a little bit in here. Okay. And I think, team, that brings us through. Where am I at? 2 minutes? Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, I can use that. 1 minute. Okay. We realize some of these little cracks running through these rocks. Capture these. These are going to create a huge difference when it comes to contextualizing the image. There we go. A couple extra cracks to see. Beautiful. A little bit up here. A little bit up here. A little bit there. Nearly out of time. Nearly out of time. Maybe a few we didn't grab across here like this. All right. Are we out of time? Cheryl needs to be in the room so she can grab the paintbrush off me. I'm over time, all right. Hands off. Hands off. Okay, there we go. So, thank you to everyone who was part of this little 60-minute Blitz session. Here's our end result. I'll spin it around to face you. And I'll bring it more under the light there. There we go. So this is our cave here. Well, cave. This is what we're working to. Whoop. Let's move it this way a little bit. Here's our picture. That's what we've been painting. So we've got this archway here, sort of Roman keystone arch style thing. We've got a couple of little coffers going in, a lot of brickwork through here, and then there's these changing layers as the ceiling comes into context. And then we've got this floor, this flat whitish floor heading out towards us. So here's how we've created that. We've used a lot of white down here, and if you'll notice there's these streaks. We've used the paint to our advantage by dry brushing out these lines, which sort of insinuates, guys, I'm trying to show you perspective. And then you'll see here, a lot of our detail and focused attention has been just around that keystone. Because since that's an easy bit of iconography to recognize, that will allow you to know, without knowing about context of this image, that, okay, this may be some kind of ancient structure. There's these little dots here. Those are realizing some of the detail there as well. Again, this is iconography that lets you know what the image could be about. These bricks, a couple have been left out. There's spaces in between where the wood's coming through. We didn't get into those areas, but that's okay, because it lets the bricks we did capture actually stand out and really pop off the page, to the point we actually can ignore the wood behind it. These bars here, again, they're fun spaces. There's abstraction in there. It came out beautiful, thank you. Oh, Hoda, you're here, welcome. This is actually Hoda's picture. So Hoda took this picture herself. We've got her to thank for this lovely image that we've done in the 60-minute Blitz session. Yeah. Now, in terms of the colour palette, you'll see we avoided the reds. The reds were really prolific in this image, and we've replaced the intensity of a few of those red colours with these purples, with these yellows, with those oranges, which actually allowed the whole warmth of the image. If you see this image in the actual photo, not just this printout, there's a lot of warmth to it. It's not a decrepit ruin, it's actually a warm testament to human architecture. So that's what we've sort of captured here. We're trying to capture the feeling of that. You can sort of see those coffers coming out, and again, we haven't done, if you look at them, they're not perfect circles, although you think they're circles. There's actually a whole lot of shades happening there. We've tried to capture those, and there's the insinuation, there's detail inside them with the touches of the brush strokes. Yeah, I could talk about it all day, guys, but that's the result. This wood here, not wood, these rocks here are actually slightly battered. They've had some age, they've had some weathering on them, and that's why this whole side here has this mixed mashing, wild slashes of brush strokes, which sort of show this not cobbled together style, but weathered, aged piece as it comes up the wall here. Really fun. If anything, the purples we added on the end, yes, Paul, I will get an Amazon wish list, I promise you. If anything, yeah, I was looking at it today. I'm just a bit slow on things. I struggle with tech. If anything, the purples that we used instead of the blacks have actually encouraged the other colours to not shrink behind such a powerful black colour, but actually pop more and complement the purples. I like that the two most prominent colours in the picture would be purple and yellow. Purple and yellow are complementary colours. So if you look at a colour wheel, you've got yellow, blue, red. The opposite side of the colour wheel is complementary. So in this case here, yellow, and then you mix blue and red to get purple, so they're on opposite sides, yellow, purple. So the actual image and the composition of it has got complementary colours and balance because of that. Cool. Also, one other fun thing, white at the bottom and black at the top. The whole image actually has this upside down feel to it because black's a heavier colour. So typically your harder, heavier colours want to be at the bottom, or your eyes want them to be. But here, we start with white and we move up to black. And that's sort of a fun difference happening there. It almost makes you feel like this structure, this ancient ruin, is actually holding up weight. Yeah. So that's all fun and good. There we go. Now, Shelby will be in the spa. She'll be wondering where I am. I really appreciate each and every one of you for joining. This was really, really fun. Hoda, thank you so much for giving me the privilege to use one of your images. This is an amazing image, and it can really cross that fine line, that grey area between, thanks Roman, you're an absolute champion, love you mate. It crosses that barrier between what's reality, or what's realism in painting, and what is Impressionism or even abstract. And this really blurs those lines between Impressionism and abstraction. And I love that. I think that's really special. So here we are. Anyway, guys, wherever you are in the world, have a fantastic day or a fantastic night. Same rules, same things apply. You can leap into any of my stuff via the link in my bio. That'll give you Instagram, that'll give you YouTube, that'll give you everything. Fantastic. Roman, thanks for another Kiwi, mate. You're an absolute champion. I am going to go celebrate my brother's 32nd birthday, and I'm going to go see Shelby and have some fun. You're all champions, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.